All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. I'm really excited to be here tonight as we share the VIV Lifestyle Business Overview. For those who don't know me, my name is Brian Dalmaso, and tonight on this webinar, we're really going to introduce a brand new startup company. I know some of you haven't seen this, that really has decades of experience. Now, that may sound a little bit confusing, but the corporate officers and the team that put this company together, this new startup company, they really come with decades of talent and experience in the industry. And everybody here on this webinar are really some of the very first people in the world to get a look at this new company that's really exploding into the scene. So we're really getting the benefit and the explosiveness of a new business startup combined with the benefit of having amazing leadership with people that really have experience and have skin in the game. So the company's name is VIV, and VIV is Latin. It's the Latin word for live. So when we say VIV Life Better, what we're really saying here is live life better. And that's really what the company's founded on. Our company's bringing products as a service to the market that really everybody needs, and they're already using them habitually. Right? These are not potions and pills and lotions. This is stuff that people are already using habitually. And our company's built products from the ground up that are really focused on the customer first and not just the benefit of the company. So what this really means is we can feel comfortable presenting these products to people that are friends and colleagues without feeling like, high pressure salesmen and without any kinds of sales tactics. And best of all, the company has really put together a compensation plan that rewards people for helping other people at the highest levels. So guys, grab a notepad, get ready to take some notes, because I promise you that you really haven't seen a better ground floor business idea like this in a while. Now, the reason why I want you to take notes is you're absolutely going to kick yourself if you miss this explosive company launch. And I'll give you an example. Everybody knows that Uber is a technology company that really disrupted and changed the taxi industry and became the largest car company in the world, but yet it doesn't own any cars. And everybody knows that Airbnb is also a technology company that books more room nights a month than all the other hotel companies combined, but yet it doesn't own any hotels. Now, VIV is a technology company that is disrupting the energy space and is going to revolutionize how people save money on their energy bills, yet they're not a third-party energy supplier. So that's how they're similar to Uber and Airbnb. Now, guys, Uber hit the market back in 2009 and really exploded into what is now over a $50 billion company in just 7 years. And that's based on about 1 out of 3 people using Uber. And the same thing with Airbnb, hit the market right around 2008, and they've exploded past $30 billion in revenue. And only about 1 in 5 people use that. And the reason why I mention this, because I just want you to think about this, is, guys, how many people use energy? Right? What do you think will happen as just this one service, there's our energy product, when I show it to you, when this service alone goes viral? Because we have a similar technology to Airbnb and Uber. All right, now think about this one. When somebody uses Uber, they go for one ride and then they're done. Right? There's no residual income. There's no residual rides to that. Now with VIV, most of our products, we market to a customer once, and we get paid over and over and over again every single month that somebody's paying either their energy bill or for the services that we use. Now guys, there's less than 1,000 people right now in the world that know about our category disrupting company and the products and services we have. It's brand new. And you're going to see it here tonight as some of the first people in the world. And the reason why I mention all this about these other companies, there's going to be hundreds of millionaires made in this very company right when we even hit $1 billion in revenue, never mind 10 billion or 20 billion. Right, so just think about that as we move forward. All right, so now there's 5 other reasons that you don't want to miss the boat here with this company. Listen, this is not going to be for everybody. Right, we're only looking for sharp people that want to be some of the first movers with a category disrupting product and business model. So guys, if you're looking for the next get rich quick scheme, this is definitely not for you. Right, this is a business model. And if you like being part of something explosive, a new business on the ground floor, and putting in your efforts, then you're going to reap life's greatest rewards like the rest of us. All right, so first, we got a better gig, right? Number 2, we got better products. Number 3, we have a better company vision, and this part's huge, and you're going to see why. Number 4, we have better leadership from both corporate and from the field, and that's very rare in itself. And most importantly, guys, number 5 is the better you. The person you will become as we grow together, as this company launches and grows in the future here. All right, so let's talk about a better gig. Now, if you're working for somebody else at a job, there's nothing wrong with that, but you're making what we call M1 income. And this is hourly income, and honestly, it's the worst possible way to earn money in this world. And I don't mean this in a negative way. It just is, right? Because it doesn't matter if you're making $100 an hour and working 80 hours a week. You're still going to cap out at about $8,000 a week working hourly. Now, if you're owning your own business or if you have investments, you have properties, then you're earning money in what we call M2 income. Now, this is where you're leveraging other people or time or money to compound your income, but there might not still be a passive residual part to it. And this is okay. I have several M2 businesses myself, but it's still limited to me working and managing people in my business. Now, M3 income is the best possible way to earn money. It's the best kept secret of the super wealthy. It's only about 1% of the population earns M3 income. And this is where you market something once, right? And you get paid over and over and over again, passive residual income, just for doing that thing one time. And this is only just a small part of why VIV is a better gig. Now, side hustle, right, guys? In the U economy of today, almost everybody has some kind of side hustle, right? About half of all baby boomers are interested in entrepreneurship as they near retirement. And this is mostly because their 40-year plan of working, 40 to 60 hours a week, earning that M1 income, it really didn't work. Now, it used to be that we retired and you only have a 10 or 15-year retirement. People are living into the 90s, even 100. You could have a 30 or 40-year retirement, right? So, guys, that's over 76 million qualified people looking for a side hustle. And here's another big one, right? Half of all millennials, they're not entering traditional 40-hour work week jobs, right? They're getting out of school and they're having multiple revenue streams working from home to generate a more flexible lifestyle, really be in control of what they're earning. I mean, think about Uber, right? And Airbnb and, like I talked about, eBay, Shopify stores, all these different ways of making income. There's over 50,000 people a month joining Uber alone just to generate additional income, right? And I mean, even the reason you're on this webinar is because you're at least partially interested or looking for a side revenue. So, guys, almost everybody's looking. And let me tell you why you might want a side gig, right? Just my own personal experience. For me, I started my side hustle or my side gig about 4 years ago, and it's led me to a completely different lifestyle. I mean, it would take 4 hours to explain it to you, but we've been blessed, just able to buy a dream lake house. I get to work from home running multiple businesses, and I really create my own hours, decide how much I want to earn, all from pursuing a side gig like this 4 years ago. And guys, I'm not saying any of this to impress you. I'm really saying this to impress upon you. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm not special. I was smart enough to recognize an opportunity and then take immediate action on it, right? So, and I can't guarantee you're going to create all kinds of other revenue streams, but I can promise you that this will be the beginning of a path to a better life, right? A life that you can live on your own terms. And I really just wanted you to take a minute and think, right? What would it really feel like? Let's say you're self-employed, you have your own business. What would it really feel like to cut back to 30 hours a week working that business? Or what would it feel like to be able to fire half your clients in your business because you have a side income and you can start to pick and choose the clients, right? Because that's what I've done in my construction company, right? I was able to scale it up because of my side gig. I was able to lean on that and scale up and only work with the type of people that we want to work with. And we get to pick and choose our jobs, building, multi-million-dollar homes. So it's kind of a dream life. And I want you to think, what if you could take your entire family on a tropical vacation every year? This is what money's for, right? It's not about the money. It's about what type of life you can craft when you start to have options like this. All right, so let's talk a little bit about better products, right? We're so fired up about the category disrupting products that I'm going to show you here that we're launching. And quite honestly, as a businessman, I'm really excited about how lucrative the spaces that we're in are. All right, guys, so raise your hand if you pay an electric bill or know somebody who does. Now, obviously, I can't see you guys in the webinar, but I just want you to understand how crazy this is, right? Our demographic for our energy product is literally everybody, right? Now, what most people don't know about energy, since energy deregulation 20 years ago, is that we have a choice to choose our energy supplier on our electric bill, whether it's residential or commercial. Now, this is no different than choosing your cell phone provider on your phone service, right? But we're choosing our energy provider on our energy bill. And if you didn't know, you can choose who provides your electricity supply on your bill based on cost, based on things like green energy content. There's all kinds of reasons you can choose. And this is called third-party energy supply, right? Now, what we're able to do is guarantee that we can save people money on their electric bill with our service. So think about what I'm saying, right? Our demographic is literally everyone who has an energy bill over the age of 18 and can pay it, whether it's a condo, an apartment, a house, a building, a skyscraper. It doesn't matter, right? We're not talking about health products that only affect 30% of the country, or beauty products that are only for women ages 18 to 55, right? There are literally thousands of companies out there in the health and wellness industry, the fitness space, all competing with the latest pills and potions and lotions. And guys, we are literally the only company in the world with the product that I'm about to show you. So you might be wondering, if energy deregulation and choosing your supplier is so great, why aren't more people switching? Right? The problem here is, and some of you may have actually experienced this, the third-party energy suppliers over the past decade have really made a mess of things. Right? They've created a space that should be pro-choice, and they're doing a lot of bait and switch tactics. They're offering low introductory rates to get people to sign up, and then they count on people not looking at their bill, and then they jack up their rates a couple of months later. Right? So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. And these third-party energy companies, they know that about 75% of the people won't even notice their bill go up. Right? I mean, honestly, guys, most people don't even know how to read a bill in the first place. Now, and then what happens is they end up rolling over after their 6-month or 12-month rate without even knowing, and they end up paying more than the utility company would have charged them in the first place. So it's called bait and switch tactics. And the other thing is, even if the third-party energy companies are representing themselves correctly, people forget to look at their emails. They forget, they're not used to following up on their energy bills, so they forget about it. That's the other half of the problem, right? And guys, if any of you have ever had a credit card with a great introductory rate for like 6 months or a year, and you forgot about it, and you carried a balance, this is the exact same scenario. Same thing's happening in the energy space. So guys, some people got smart, and they would pay attention to their bills, some consumers, and they would switch from provider to provider every time a lower rate would come around. They'd keep looking, and they'd get the lowest possible rate, and they could stay under the radar, and they would save a lot of money. But the big problem there, guys, is who has time to monitor their electric bill every month, right? Unless you're maybe retired and get nothing better to do. So you can see price and trust, fatigue, no transparency, all these reasons is what's turned people off from the deregulated market. Now, but here's the thing, guys. The energy space in the U.S. is over $1 trillion when you factor in solar. So whenever you have millions of people in a space this big with a universal problem to fix, you get a massive opportunity for a new business model. All right, so guys, welcome to Autopilot. And it's a sophisticated software-based service that automatically puts customers in the lowest possible energy rates in their area, guaranteed. Now, with this new service, we're getting our customers the best of both worlds. Right? We're getting the lowest possible rates, and we're also guaranteeing to beat the utility without having to monitor their energy bill. Think about that, right? I mean, they said they don't even know how to read the bill in the first place. This is a great service. So, I mean, imagine asking your mom, saying, hey, Mom, would it be okay if we cut down your electric bill? Or would you prefer to keep paying more than you have to? Right? I mean, you see how this works? I mean, this is such a no-brainer. Guys, think about this. I mean, who do you know that owns a business or works at a large company or owns properties, right? With our service, commercial energy users no longer have to pay for broker's fees on top of their energy costs. We're literally eliminating the middleman. So imagine walking into your local bank or grocery store or lumber yard and just saying, if I could show you how to remove the broker cost from your energy bill, would you give me 5 minutes to show you how? Right now, I'm not going to get too deep on this webinar, but we have videos and tutorials. We have easy ways to pique interest, and we use these tools to show our services and products. But let me just say that we get paid every single month that somebody pays their energy bill. Right? I don't have to convince them to do that. We get monthly residual income. So the bigger the bill, the more we get paid. So guys, that's one of the flagship products that we're so excited about, but it doesn't stop there. VIV is launching a whole suite of lifestyle products and services that people are already using. We have another flagship product in the water purification space. And you see that people are reading more and more about, plastic outgassing in bottled water, and most of the water coming from municipal water supplies and being sold as spring water, right? If you read the labels, you'll see that it's all municipal filtered water. And there's more and more people becoming conscious of the landfills and the plastic islands that are floating offshore in the world's oceans from plastic bottles. It's a massive problem. So people around the globe are really flocking back to high-end water purification systems, and we have one. We have credit and fraud protection services at a discounted rate from other providers, because the one thing we're able to do, guys, is we're able to bundle services when they are not. We offer multiple services in multiple areas, and a lot of other companies, they might have a great product, but they're not able to bundle it and discount like we are. And guys, ever since the Equifax data and identity breach of over 175 million customers, people have been signing up in droves for credit and fraud protection services. I mean, I've heard some horror stories myself about identity theft. So this is a bundle that I personally use myself. We have a service that's similar to AAA, right? It's a roadside service, but about half the cost. Again, because of the power of bundling. We have an online medical service that can save thousands a year diagnosing simple things like earaches and infections right over a Zoom meeting like this. And there's a network of doctors that can actually prescribe right over Zoom to you and your family, so you don't have to take the day off and drive in for an earache, right? I mean, that's costly. Never mind the doctor's bills and stuff like that. Taking the time off of work can be a problem. And guys, we have services in the home security space. Again, they can save hundreds of dollars off of services like ADT and many, many more lifestyle products and services coming that impact people's lives. I know we got a travel service. I got to get the slide on that. So they just keep coming. And what you're going to see here, guys, is people use these products already. People are already using identity theft. They're already using, the Geek Squad, which is what Tech Rescue is. They're using AAA and Credit Watch, right? So they're already using these stuff. So when we lead in with our energy product and our water product, we're able to just ask simple questions. Do you have home security? Do you have any kind of a credit watch? Might be able to save you some money. So we're all about giving more value and saving people money in our services. So guys, I think you're going to agree that our company has products and services that are virtually effortless to market. But let's talk about the company vision, right? The VIV lifestyle company is really built from the ground up, focusing on the customer first. And our autopilot energy service was built by a software engineer by the name of Kevin Manley. Now, Kevin was one of the top software engineers who worked for Ray Dalio and the Bridgewater hedge fund. And now Kevin wasn't in the energy space. Here's the funny part, right? He was an energy customer that got so fed up with the third-party energy suppliers' tactics, he decided to do something about it. He decided to develop a software that would work on the customer's behalf and get the lowest possible rate at all times. So guys, our autopilot service wasn't built by a corporation looking to, screw the customer or offer false savings claims. It was literally developed by a frustrated customer who happened to be a top software engineer to benefit the people, right, and not the energy suppliers. So guys, what you're going to see here with our products is radical transparency, from the products and services and reporting to the corporate officers and everything right down to the field leadership. This company's been built on radical transparency to the client and, more importantly, to the consultant that chooses to build a business with this lucrative suite of products. So let's talk a little bit about better leadership. Guys, the best type of leadership that you can have in a relationship marketing company is one that combines corporate and top field leaders. This is very important to provide feedback and keep grounded on how the customers are being served and how the field is working with the products and the compensation plan. And that's exactly what we have here at VIV, right from the ground up. Our CEO, Cami Bamey, she comes with over 2 decades of advanced marketing and branding education, as well as over a decade of energy experience as well. She speaks on the President's Council of Energy. She's been invited to the White House. I mean, her resume goes on and on. She's very uniquely qualified to represent this company and to be our CEO. Our Chief Sales Officer, Rob McFadden, he's got over 25 years of relationship marketing and sales experience, and he's a world-class sales trainer. So what that means for us is we're getting training from one of the best in the industry. When you start this business model, you're going to have training from guys like him and a whole host of people in the field that are really top sales trainers. I mean, I've got a lot of business mentorship from Rob personally, and he's just an amazing sales trainer. And then you have our Chief Technology Officer, who I mentioned, Kevin Manley, who developed the autopilot software. And quite honestly, guys, Kevin's resume would take up 2 hours on a webinar, so I'm not going to go there. But just understand, our team is uniquely qualified to drive this company to the 21st century. So, and I think you can see here why the company's already starting to go viral and why we're so excited. And lastly, guys, as I mentioned, a better you, right? I told you 4 years ago when I got into the relationship marketing space, I only had my construction company and it was just doing okay, pretty vanilla. But after spending the last 4 years being surrounded by like-minded people, literally everything changed, right? I've gone from 1 revenue stream to 14 revenue streams and growing. Been trained by some of the best thought leaders, as I mentioned, in the world. Now I work with some of them in other companies. And I didn't mention it before, but I actually met the love of my life as a result of pursuing this industry. So guys, you cannot even imagine the person that you will become from going down the path of an exciting new startup company with a team of like-minded people. These are not people that sit on the couch, right? These are entrepreneurs. And remember, guys, if I can do it, you can do it. We all have the same opportunities in life. They're all around us. You just have to become aware of them and then take action. So guys, I want you to role play it with me and take a look at where you were 5 years ago, financially, physically, mentally, all of it, right? And where you are now, and see if it looks pretty similar. Now, if it doesn't, if you made quantum leaps and you're making 10 times what you did 5 years ago, then that's great. But most people, when you look at that 5 years ago to today, you're either doing the same or maybe even a little worse, right? And the reason why I say that is, guys, this is the exact same place you'll be in 5 years, right? If we don't do something different, if we don't step outside of the lines and color outside the lines and pursue your passions and change your financial situation. So guys, I promise you, this business will bring out the best possible version of you, and you will impact everyone around you in a positive way. So guys, as I mentioned, we just launched here, and what we're doing is we're enrolling consultants. I don't know if they still have the discount. I think maybe I can get somebody to chime in later. We used to have a discount that was running, but I think the full price of it now is $199. But think about that, $199 to start a business. Right, my construction company cost me 6 figures to get going. My software company, we're over $250,000. I mean, you can't generally start businesses that have limitless potential and income for $100, but that's what they're doing here, right? They want to make this affordable for everybody. So it only costs $199 to get started as a consultant, and we do not have any monthly website fees. That makes us a lot different than a lot of other companies. Our company's not trying to make money off of charging you little monthly fees for services and your website. So I think that says a lot about the company. Now, the beautiful part here, guys, we keep it super simple, right? This business, it's not rocket science. We do 2 things. We enroll a few customers in any one of the amazing products we have. And again, we have video tutorials. We have trainings. It's more about showing videos and piquing interest. And then we invite others to do the same thing. We look for other like-minded people. Some people might want a little business. Some people might want a big one. And that's all we do. You know, it's a part-time gig, right? So I can tell you, as an owner of multiple businesses, it does not get any easier than this. Now, I'm not here to say that it's not work, because it is. This is work, but it doesn't get any easier than offering to help somebody lower their bills on things they're already paying for, right? I mean, if you really think about this. All right, guys, so that's an overview of the company and the services and the products. What I want to do is take just a few minutes to go through the compensation plan. This is going to be a brief overview. We have an hour-long recorded webinar that takes a deep dive into compensation, but I just want to kind of skim through it and highlight it. And I personally know, guys, that Rob spent hundreds of hours designing a compensation plan that would generously reward those who help build this company. Now, the one thing I have become is a student of compensation. And this is probably the best hybrid compensation plan I've ever seen. It hits all the metrics, right? It's based off of a unilevel plan, which pays us to unlimited width, meaning you can sponsor and train as many people as you want. You can do 3, 5, 10, 100, or 100,000. We get paid unlimited width, right? And I'm going to show you here as well that the plan also has M1, M2, and most importantly, M3 income. So we do things. We can make hourly income, or not even hourly, but point of sale income, instant income. We can make residual income off of training and coaching a team. And then we can make passive residual income. And I'm taking off for 3 weeks to Hawaii here, starting next week. And my business is going to pay me all 3 weeks. And, I probably won't touch it. So it's kind of cool. My business partners probably don't want to hear that. But so guys, here you can see here they make a substantial amount of money just for marketing the products. And this separates us from the herd, from the rest of the network marketing companies, because most of those companies are dependent on building a big team. Now, we do get paid substantially for building a team, but we also have products. You make a $250 commission up front on a water system, or $350 on a security system.
I need water.
Right? I mean, you could market one of those alone a week and make a pretty good income, right? We have commissions on residential and commercial energy. Residential energy, it could be an $1,100 bonus. Now, on commercial energy, right, it could be tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Commercial solar fields, big buildings. So we have things that we are uniquely qualified in the industry where people can make a substantial living just marketing our products. And again, what I really feel is most important about building a business over time is growing that M3 residual income, right? Doing something once, getting paid every single month forever. And most of our products also carry a passive monthly residual income to them, which again, it means you're gonna work with a company over a period of time and just continue to grow and get paid, almost like a retirement plan or a 401k. And again, this plan rewards people for building with, as I mentioned, but it also pays 8 levels deep, which is unheard of. And if you know anything about unilevels, that's unheard of. So guys, what we basically did, we started off with the most lucrative style of compensation plan in relationship marketing, unilevel, and we basically put it on steroids. And right, there's also an additional 120,000 in business rank advances as we build over the months and years ahead. And I'll show you a little bit more about that. But guys, again, I'm not going to get too deep, and I don't want you to get confused by this chart here. You can see here that there's 8 levels of compensation, and you can see the different ranks across the top, right? And we have many people already positioned, promoter, pace setter, even partner, silver partner already, and we've only been live for a couple of weeks. So this is happening fast. And again, the reason why I mention this, guys, this is either going to resonate or it won't. You can either jump in this or watch it go by, but trust me when I tell you, this is happening right now. All over New England, a bunch of states, all over the country actually, and there's less than 1,000 people that are involved, right? So just think about this. I personally, I missed Uber and I missed Airbnb. I saw it, but I wasn't smart enough to tune in and invest in it. But guys, I caught this one, right? Now, the reason why I highlighted the silver partner rank here is once we get into the partner ranks, we pick up another form of compensation. It's profit sharing. There's a 2% company profit sharing pool. Now, that may not sound like much, but when this company hits $100 million, which will be this year, that means they'll be putting $2 million in this pool to be split with all the consultants that are at the rank of partner and above. And it pays out every quarter. And we already have people structured in that rank. Just think about that. That's another way we get paid. If you take $2 million and split it up between 30, 40, 50 people, it's a chunk of dough. So pay attention, right? This is really lucrative. We also have another very similar corporate, another 2% that kicks in at the executive level. So when you see this purple and blue ranks at the end here, by the time you get to executive, you're actually picking up 4% on that profit sharing. And again, like I said, we have a recording, a 1-hour recording that's very comprehensive, goes very deep into this. But we also have something here called generational pay. So this goes above and beyond the level pay. So level pay goes down 8 levels. Generational pay goes down unlimited levels. And the way it works is, let's say you were a partner. It kicks in around the partner ranks. And if you were a partner and you're building your business a couple of years in, and you have people in your team, 1, 2, 3, 4 levels deep, and then there's a partner, it might go another 40 levels deep before somebody else is a partner, somebody that's working their business really intensely. You would get paid on that entire structure all the way down to 40 levels. So it pays generation after generation. So if you're a diamond, a diamond partner, you can see here you would get paid 4 generations deep on diamond partners. So this is something that rewards people, 3, 5, 10, 20 years later, continuing to grow, continuing to unlock more percentages and levels. So it's really, really robust. So again, this may be a little confusing, but just trust me when I say this compensation plan kicks ass. All right, guys, there's one final way we get paid. It's another form of profit sharing called the leadership pool, and it's another 2% that's split up similar to the other profit sharing. It's really based on performance and explained fully in the compensation plan. But when we max out our plan, we're getting an additional 6% quarterly profit sharing. So again, you don't really hear that too much in relationship marketing. I've never heard of that in other companies where it's corporate profit sharing. So guys, that's an overview of the VIV lifestyle company. Most people that know me, they know I'm very direct and honest when it comes to business. And honestly, guys, after seeing what you just saw here tonight, this either resonates or it doesn't. You're either in or out. The company's brand new. There's nothing to research. There's no history to it. You can get with the person who invited you to the webinar and answer questions. I'm happy to answer questions after this webinar. We're going to do a little Q&A. But it either resonates or it doesn't. Because you're not going to be able to, there's nothing to think about, right? There's no comparisons. There's no history. And quite honestly, I like it this way, right? Because my experience as a business coach, I see that most people in business, they become professional procrastinators, right? We get analysis paralysis, and we resonate with something, but then we say things like, wow, this looks great. This looks awesome. But let me think about it. Let me get some more info. And what they're doing is they're subconsciously sabotaging themselves, right? These are the same people that 5 years later are still stuck in the same jobs, making the same money, living the same lifestyle. And guys, I know this because I used to be one of them. So I'm not coming from a place of thinking I'm better than anybody else. I used to be just like that. All these great opportunities, Microsoft, Amazon, eBay, Uber, they all flew right by me, right? I didn't take action, right? So now when people are talking like this, when they say, let me think about it, what really happens in the subconscious, they're saying, let me decide not to make a decision, right? This is called procrastination. Napoleon Hill calls it the silent killer of man. Guys, don't be one of those people. If this resonates, get with the person who invited you and get your questions answered, right? Now, guys, if you do see this massive opportunity here in front of you, and this does resonate, right, that people might want to save on energy, that we might be the next Uber, and people are saving on products and services they're already using. If you do want to run with us, make sure to get with the person who invited you, get more info, or like I said, stick around with us, and I'm going to answer some questions here in a little bit. But like I said, there's really nothing to research. Brand new company, and the people who act with definite purpose tonight, they're going to be the ones 3 to 5 years from now to be looking back from the millionaire circle, remembering when we were just launching this company, right, with a few hundred people knew about it. So guys, take the advice of my fuzzy little friend here, right? It says, be decisive, right or wrong, make a decision. The road of life is paved with flat squirrels that couldn't make a decision. And I hate to be sadistic, but this cracks me up because when you drive down the road, we always see flat squirrels everywhere, right? And that's what they do. They run across the road, they actually get to the other side, and then they second guess their decision. So I use this slide a lot in business. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the webinar tonight. I'm going to stick around for Q&A. If anybody has any questions they want answered, or whether you're a consultant or brand new, I'm happy to stick around, answer questions. If you do want to leave, I just want to thank you for your time, wish you the best of luck, and really wish you a good night and God bless. So like I said, I'm going to stick around and answer questions here. Let me just get off mute here.